Alright guys, Sunny here, Gandhiji.io. I just thought to myself, wouldn't it be nice if someone were to do the research for you? I thought maybe I can help you with that a little bit. So I'm going to just help you run through this. What it's quite simple. You'll see here I've not logged into ChatGPT. I've done that on purpose because some people have been saying that I just use chatbots and whatnot. So this isn't even a logged in version of ChatGPT. I'm just going to go over here and ask ChatGPT a couple of questions. You know, a simple thing to do. If we're doing a bit of research or doing your own research independently on this, maybe this will be a good way. So you have to forgive me for a couple of my spelling mistakes. It's a bit late here, been out and about, but I thought I'd take the time out to do this for you guys. I know that a lot of you have been saying that, oh Sonny, why are you spreading FUD? Why are you doing this? Oracle's been saying that I'm a scammer and I'm this, that and the other. So let's just clear a couple of things up and do the research together quickly. Won't take too long, and I'll do all the typing. There's a smart contract app releasing soon. You can help me. Can you help me investigate the mechanics? I don't have the smart contract, but I can give you the blurb from the website and the white paper text. I want a true, impartial answer without falling for any spiel. What we're going to ask him. Let's focus on the mechanics. Nice and easy. Got a couple of spelling mistakes out. Right, so we need to give him the website blurb. Let's copy all of this. Paste that in there, and then we'll let it know that we're going to give it the white paper as well. Isn't technology brilliant? The fact that we've just got this at our fingertips and anyone can do it and get an impartial view. Absolutely great. You don't need Gandhi, don't need Shadow. You can do this yourself. In fact, what I'll probably do is make it nice and easy for you. In the description, I'll put copy and paste questions, the questions that I've asked. So just in case there's any like, oh, Sonny's done this, you can go and do it yourself. Copy and paste the questions. You can go to the website. All I've done so far is copy and paste. That's all we've done. Right, what are we looking at here? Breaking down the structure, and okay, we don't need to read it. Well, if you're doing your research, you could read all this, but I'll highlight some of the main parts. Mechanically, your ETH is funding rewards for earlier entrants. Okay, well, you know, people are going to argue that that's the same. Let's see. Oh, it's interested in the bonding curve here, isn't it? Inflates perceived growth, not actual, perceived. That's interesting. Buzzword, I suppose, keyword. The referral structure, the developer fee that's in there. Fees capped and predictable. Whether it's acceptable or not is a different thing, but okay. Critical observations. Okay, so from all the blurb and the reading, this is what I'm saying. Some risks there. It's not a yield engine, it's a redistribution game. So yeah, the blurb is telling you that it's a yield engine, but it's not. All profits are from new users. Artificial price modifiers are misleading. The 1.1 buy and 0.9 sell don't reflect real market valuation. They gamify behavior. Can lead to skewed perception of profitability and price growth. Who was saying that? It was this one Sunny Pendu guy. Well, okay, sorry, let's keep on track. Who wins, who loses? Early entrants win. Late entrants pay higher effective prices and fund the earlier ones. Passive holders earn only if the contract stays active. You're not compounding ETH on its own. If activity dies, everyone's ETH is stuck in the bonding curve at unfavorable rates. Okay. It's not a scam, it's not a token, and it's not a protocol with external yield. Okay. Its sustainability depends 100% on user behavior and constant inflow. There's no fraud baked in the code, but calling it a yield engine is misleading if you interpret yield as productive ETH earnings. Okay, it's interesting. I haven't got anything to anything major critically yet, but let's ask it a couple of more questions. Interested in this pricing mechanism. Can you explain the price increase decrease? What I've done here is I've left a spelling mistake on purpose, just so that you guys know you don't have to be perfect when you're using ChatGPT. Most of the time, as long as you've got most of what you're saying right, it'll understand. Can you explain the price increase decrease, and will there be enough Ethereum in the contract to pay everybody that wants to sell? Yeah, if you want, you can use a spell check, but you do have to get it relatively close for that to work. Right, let's have a look. How does this price increase work? There's the formula. Okay, it's all techie stuff, but remember, all we've done so far is copied and pasted and asked a couple of questions and read a couple of answers. So, I mean, when you're doing this yourself, you can either pause the screen and read through all of this, but I'm just looking for the critical parts. Is there enough ETH to pay everyone out? Short answer, no, not all at once, and that's by design. Okay, this is a closed loop system, no external income. Someone sells, okay, it's got all the examples there. Done the math. ETH leakage, that doesn't sound very nice. It's not a very good word, is it? Leakage doesn't know. Something leaks, that's bad, I'm pretty sure. Don't have to be a dev to kind of understand that. Right, early sellers might exit with profit. Latecomers or large scale sellers will struggle to exit profitably. Okay. The system relies on new ETH entering, and that's why it resembles a mathematical Ponzi. Okay. Alright, okay. Remember, at the minute, this is just talking about POI. All we've given it is the white paper and the website spiel, which is everything that, you know, we're supposed to go on. It's what we're given so far. So if you're told to do your own research, this is all you can do. I know that some YouTubers will be telling you that, you know, I'm a scammer and this doesn't make any sense, but go and do it yourself. And the other thing, these YouTubers that are telling you this, that and the other, what have they got anything to benefit? I mean, I don't have anything to benefit or lose from this. I'm sitting here just doing this to help people do a little bit of research. But let's just keep it to the code and let's see what's actually happening here. We're talking about the 7 ETH pre-seed. I've put in there the start price of the contract. I'm a developer, so I know these things. That's why I'm here to help you out. I will actually show you on the day as well in POI how you go and find that, because it's a critical part that you should check before investing in it, to know how much of the pie they're taking from you. Obviously it's 100% of the pie they're taking, but let's see what it's saying here. Okay, early buyers will have the advantage here if they bought cheap. The 7 ETH pre-seed only funds the initial pool of dividends. Okay, so it doesn't fully understand how these contracts work. All right, we can tell it a couple of things yet. High exit pressure. If many people try and sell at the same time, the ETH in the contract could be insufficient to pay everyone at the exit price they desire. That's a really bad thing, that is. I've seen that happen before. That's an instant contract killer, because there's not enough ETH to pay everybody. It's kind of what I've been going on about. The maths doesn't math. Okay, let's keep it to ChatGPT and see what ChatGPT is saying. What if there was a 7 ETH preceded open or a 300 preceded locked? Which would be better? Interested. There you go, look, stay logged out. Just proving to you I'm not logged in. There's no bookiness going on here. It's a very open, honest explanation of what's going on. I'm sure, I've no doubt that people will still say I've twisted this up some way, but I'm helping you do your own research, and you can go and do this yourself, so feel free. Or just, you know, continue watching and I'll highlight the main points. Right, if your goal is early adoption and volatility, the 7th pre-seed open is better because it creates an environment of rapid price discovery. Okay, if your goal is sustainability and long-term growth, 300 pre-seeded ETH locked is likely better. Sustainability and growth. Have you been promised that, have you guys, from somewhere? Okay. Right. From a community perspective, open seed may encourage more attractive community parties. Oh, okay, so it's a shiny thing. It's a shiny thing, but it's not actually going to help the system be sustainable. You've got to see, when I've been saying that, look, you've got to understand these contracts, not just from the code. I know Oracle's going to tell you, go and check the code, but he knows full well most of you can't read the code. And the truth is, even if you do read the code and you do understand the code, do you understand the tokenomics? Do you understand the ETH flow? Do you understand? Because that's what all of this is in the white paper. All of the descriptive text that is in here, that's describing how the system works. That's the information we've given to ChatGPT unsigned in. And that's what we're asking him about. What if the 300E system had a one-to-one pricing on buys and sells in the bonding curve? The 300 locked ETH system. Okay, so we're giving it a little bit of, okay. One-to-one buys, okay. Oh, okay, no, it doesn't understand. It hasn't put the bonding curve in. It just thinks that, okay, we can sort that out. No problem. That's what I'm here for, to help you guys. It says there no price appreciation or depreciation. That's not correct. Let me explain it to him. Price in that system would increase by 0.0000001 for each token minted and reduce by the same amount. Oops. When each token is burned. These are the technical, well, it's not really even that technical, but these are the nuances of these smart contracts. So again, why as a developer I'm here to help you with this. So now we've told it about the pricing, how the pricing works. And remember, this is still talking about POI. I've asked it a couple of side questions, and I think you know it's related to Gandhiji, but it's still just got POI and a couple of little pieces of information that it needs to understand. Okay. Fine-tuned bonding curve. That's exactly what we have in Gandhiji. Yeah, okay, he's getting it now. Still allowing for some form. Okay. That's not in POI. They have that mechanism, but they have the 1.1 versus 0.9. And cells. There you go. And now we're going to make sure that it fully understands what we're talking about. Let's tell it that this is Gandhiji that we're talking about with a 1-1 pricing bond curve. And that Gandhiji's got the 300 locked pre-seed. With equal price bonding mechanism. Okay, so now we're going to tell it that there's two projects. Okay, got it now. I understand the distinction better. You're comparing two different systems. TruePOI, as described earlier, with the 1x multiplier, blah, blah, blah. Okay, Gandhiji system 300 ETH locked. Let's just go through. We'll just read the summaries, guys, at the end. If you want to, you can take the time to read all of this. But I'm not trying to make this video any longer than it needs to be. Although we should spend enough time properly trying to do our research. It's crypto. We're putting our money into things. Don't you think? Is that not the way? DYOR. Right, it thinks there's a liquidity risk in low volumes. Okay, that's for Gandhiji's model. It still fully hasn't understand. I'll explain it to it, don't worry. TruePOI system. Cons of the model. Incentive for price speculation. People to enter Unbalanced entry exit. While buys are amplified, sells are softened, which means the buy price. Hold on, let's see what he's saying. Price amplification of entry price, raise the price, giving them a bit more profit in the market active. This amplifies buying pressure, leading to higher price entries. Okay. Oh, it's decided to compare which is better. Advantage is focused on symmetry. The system offers more price momentum on the buy, making it attractive to those looking for short-term price movement. However, it also risks creating volatility, especially if buying momentum falters. Okay, you could accept that. You could still say, okay, it's not a problem. That's me being impartial. Okay, I'm just going to explain to it a little bit. So I'm being impartial here. You can look. So you understand, both systems take ETH to mint tokens and release ETH when tokens are burned. Now look at the different pricing mechanisms. Tell me honestly what's going on. See, it started to understand a little bit more about the mechanism now. You know, the more you talk to ChatGPT about something, the more it understands, it gets it more and more. Okay, the price could stagnate. That's better. It says sellers might face problems exiting since the price drops occur. In a low volume environment, this could lead to liquidity issues. So it still hasn't fully understood. It's okay. This is how you get into doing deep research. We can teach it a little bit more. Again, the pop-ups are proving I'm not signed into ChatGPT. This is not in any way fake or altered. I'm typing it in, as you can see, and pushing the buttons, spelling mistakes and all. It's explaining here about all the price amplification and this, that, and the other liquidity risks, because this is the main. Well, let me not spoil it. No spoiler alerts. And DigiModel, bonding curve, liquidity. Good for long-term liquidity. It's not just good, it's absolutely perfect, and I'll explain that in a moment. Put both of them on the bench here now, look. Both of the systems. Alright, let's get to these final thoughts and see. Right, Gandhi one-to-one bonding curve offers a stable, predictable system with less speculative behavior. TruePOI has more speculative appeal, driven by price amplification on buy-ins. It creates more momentum and could lead to more trading activity, but also risks creating volatility if buying momentum slows down. Both systems are valid, but they serve different goals. Gandhi is aimed at stability and long-term predictability. TruePOI is designed for short-term price movement, momentum, and liquidity generation, with soft sell pressure to retain price stability. Ultimately, it depends on what you want out of the system. Consistent low volatility trading, Gandhiji, or short-term price excitement and speculative participation, TruePOI. Okay. Talking about liquidity, with the one-to-one bonding curve, there's always enough ETH in the contract to cover all buys and sells, because if all tokens are sold, the price returns to the start price and the whole system is at the same state it was started at. Is that true for POI? You're absolutely correct about the one-to-one bonding curve. With a one-to-one bonding curve, liquidity is guaranteed because the price is directly linked to the amount of ETH in the contract. Liquidity in TruePOI. Understanding the flow with multiplier mechanics. This is the important part. In theory, TruePOI could face liquidity risks in certain scenarios due to the amplification of buys and soft sells. Here's why. Key differences with the one-to-one bonding curve. If all of this isn't making sense yet, there's some key parts coming up that will just really put it into perspective for you. Liquidity risk. Unlike the one-to-one system, TruePOI's price dynamics can create an imbalance where the system depends on continuous buy pressure to maintain liquidity. If there's a drop in buying volume and sudden surge in selling, the system might experience liquidity pressure because the price multiplier is skewed towards supporting buy momentum, not necessarily ensuring direct ETH backed for all sales. That is a critical error. That is a critical point where the contract can no longer do what it says it's going to do. It says it wants to pay out these tokens at a certain price, but there's not enough ETH in the contract to do it. The system might not have enough ETH to cover all sales in a major sell-off. Oh dear. Critical. As a developer, that's known as a critical issue. If you need to Google and find out what critical issue is in development terms, it means kaput, total failure, goodbye, good night, data, we won't see you again. Here we go. Is that a critical issue in the POI system? And are there any critical, that says critical, issues in Gandhi G? Buy pressure dependency, liquidity risk. Just to break that down, a buy pressure dependency, it means that without people buying, the whole system falls apart and collapses like a Ponzi scheme. That's not true of Gandhiji. You can do your research and you can see, right. Critical issues in Gandhiji as well, let's be fair. With the bonding curve, blah, 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 large initial seed, 300 is locked, potential issue, provides an initial buffer liquidity with the party members in the initial stage. Could attract more speculators who could potentially dump tokens once price rises, creating volatility. Well, volatility is great for us. That's what the name of the game, volume. But okay, it doesn't know that. Price dynamic speculation, potential issue with the one-to-one curve, price increasing per. There's a lot of room for speculation. I don't see that as an issue. I think that's a very good thing, especially if it's a fair bonding curve like we have. The system doesn't have cushioning effect. No, we don't need anything like that. We would rather have full liquidity so everybody can get their Ethereum when they want to. For me, that's much more important in a system. Much more important that everybody can get their ETH, surely. Okay, let's see. Whale manipulation, that's interesting. Okay, let's have a couple of comparisons here now. Liquidity risk, buy pressure dependency. If buying slows down, ETH may not be enough for sell-offs. Critical issue, the contract dies, the system's dead. Over. even in one up and down, finished. That's why I've been saying it's not going to last a week. Guaranteed liquidity due in Gandhiji, guaranteed liquidity due to the one-to-one system, but could suffer from speculative behavior. So it could just go up and down and give dividends for it. That's great. We've done that for 7 years. That's fine. Okay. And lead to liquidity drains again. The sell pressure, soft multiplier. No cushioning sells immediately when tokens. Okay, that's just fair market play. Vulnerable to ETH price drops due to external market. Yeah, we're the same. Potential for instability if sell pressure grows without buying to balance. Again, this is what I'm telling you. There's not enough ETH to pay everybody. Critical failure of the system. Critical. You could almost call it a scam because it's designed that it can't last. In fact, yeah, fuck it. Oracle's a scammer and this is a scam. Look, ChatGPT is telling you. He knows this shit, but he's going to keep pumping it. Guarantee it still comes out. No way he's going to stop it. Conclusion, TruePOI, the critical issue lies in the reliance on continuous buy pressure to ensure liquidity. If the buying momentum fades or there's a large sell-off of liquidity, could run into problems. Gandhiji system has better liquidity due to the one-to-one bonding curve, but it can be more susceptible to speculation and whale manipulation, especially in the early stages where the price is low. The price will always return to the starting point if all tokens are sold, but the large initial liquidity pool and speculative behavior could create volatility. Yay! Volatility is great. That means buys and sells. That means dividends. That means the DAO's growing. Okay, anyway. Both systems have their merits and risks, but TruePOI seems to have greater vulnerability. The liquidity issues during sell-offs due to the one-to-one buy and the 0.9 sell mechanics, while Gandhiji is more stable in terms of liquidity, but still at risk from speculations and whales early on. So I'm asking, when there is whale manipulation in Gandhiji, they must buy or sell tokens to manipulate the price. This gives dividends to the holders. So is that manipulation a good or bad thing? You might be wondering, oh, why are you going on? Because he's trying to sell you. He's trying to sell you on the fact that POI is the same as Gandhi. It's not. This is what I've been saying. He knows it's not, but he's telling you it is. That's con man tactics. That's dirty snake oil man tactics. If you can't see that after this, proof of idiots. It's up to you. Go and join. Doomed to fail. Why do you think I've been saying it with so much conviction? I know. I've seen these things. This is why I don't need ChatGPT. That's for your benefit. I don't need it to tell me this stuff. I'm too experienced. I've been here. I've done it. I've seen it over and over again. Survived it all. The one only dev. And here I am, helping you understand what that dirty promoter, Oracle, ambassador of POI, Oracle, is trying to sell. Whale manipulation in Gandhi has both positive and negative effects on the system. Positive, increases the transaction flow, generating more dividends for holders. Negative, it causes volatility, making it harder for small holders to predict the value of their holdings. If the manipulation is too aggressive, it could lead to loss of trust in the fairness of the system. Well, the system is fair. You know, it's all there on chain, both. You can see. I wouldn't call theirs fair. Ultimately, the whale manipulation is not inherently good or bad. Its impact depends on the degree of manipulation and market sentiment, and the balance of buying and selling pressure. Yes, the 300 ETH locked-in presale system does help mitigate some of the risks associated with whale manipulation, but it's a matter of degree and how the system responds to change it. So if we have a massive manipulation, I think the NFT holders are going to be very happy with that, because it means a massive amount of dividends for them. Right. Again, feel free to pause the screen at any point and read whatever it said, or you can do it independently yourself. Totally your choice. And there's no pressure. I'm not selling you anything here. I'm just explaining the differences, because you've been sold on POI as if it's the same as Gandhiji, and I'm just want you to know it's absolutely not. So the 300 ETH is a protective feature. But it's not a foolproof solution. It provides stability, ensures liquidity, and gradually adjusts to large price movements. But whale manipulation can still occur, just less dramatically. Okay, that's fine. And again, like I say, dividends. If you had to choose to invest, which one would you invest in and why? Choosing between TruePOI and Gandhiji with its 300 locked ETH liquidity system and one-on-one bonding curve would depend on several factors, but here's my breakdown. TruePOI strengths and weaknesses. Gandhiji strengths and weaknesses. Which one would I choose? If I had to choose between TruePOI and Gandhiji, I would lean towards Gandhiji. And here's why. What a surprise. Because this guy's quite clever. This ChatGPT guy, he actually knows what he's talking about. So I'm not surprised he came to that conclusion at all. Both systems have their merits, but based on the liquidity. Again, I can't get over the critical failure of that contract. There's not enough ETH. That's the end of the contract. Dead. End of the project, end of the system. Gandhiji would be my choice. Yeah, no doubt. Which is fairer. That's another good point as well. Which is fairer for all participants. Get your pants on. Alright, quick cheat button. Let's go. When we're talking about fairness, again, let's see. Blah, 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 blah. You can read through this. Slow it down. Here we go. We're going to get to the end result and see what it's saying. Analysing the pros and cons. Doing its research. Fair to a certain extent, but has vulnerabilities due to reliance on transactional flow for dividends. It might be more unpredictable. Manipulation could be more damaging to small participants, especially if the whales dominate. Gandhiji, fairer overall, especially in terms of price predictability and liquidity protection. The one-on-one bonding curve ensures that the price movement is more controlled and less prone to large fluctuations caused by whale activity. The locked 300 ETH also makes a big difference to the system. Conclusion, Gandhiji is the fairer system overall because all of these reasons. So Gandhiji's model fees are more inclusive, fair and sustainable in the long run. In contrast to TruePOI, has a good dividend model, but its reliance on transaction. You know why it's got a good dividend model? Because all of those dividends, majority of those dividends are going to the whales. That's why they put such a good dividend in there. That's them taking your money. That's your money. Where's the ETH going? Who took all the ETH? Oracle. That's who's taking it all. Which will last longer? Gandhi is likely to last longer for several reasons. Liquidity, price stability, fair and predictable, protection against whale manipulation, just some of the reasons. Yet you've been told these are the same thing. Some shady snake oil salesman has been telling you that these are the same thing. It's going to do the same thing. It's not going to do the same thing. He's using my success to try and sell you on a crap version that's designed to take your ETH and funnel it to him. That's what I've been saying. Now ChatGPT saying the same thing. No chatbots, no nothing, not even logged into ChatGPT. Copied and paste the text in front of you, but you can go and do it yourself. You can go to their website, you can copy it into ChatGPT and paste it. This is a free version. Look, I'm not even logged in. Okay, both Gandhiji and POI have certain critical failure points. Let's see. POI dependency on continuous activity. Critical failure points are liquidity drain and price impact. Okay, let's see what I'm saying about that. Potential liquidity pool reach low threshold if selling mitigation. Sure, liquidity will remain. Well, in the one-on-one bonding curve, there is no liquidity issue. It's confused itself again. Let me just set him straight. Might be hard to replenish the liquidity in the system. System could experience a massive decline in price, making it unsustainable. Or more attractive to buy. Surely if the price goes down, cheaper. Right, so he's worried about liquidity draining, Gandhiji. Let's address that. That's what it said. Doesn't this mean the token price would be cheaper, incentivizing buys? Normally how it works, isn't it? When Bitcoin drops in price and it goes really cheap, incentivize people to buy it again because it's really cheap. Also, I've been holding back on Gandhi. They also have a DAO and treasury. Oh, this is unfair now, isn't it? Now this is where we just destroy them. But if you've stayed this long, you might as well stay to see this bit. They have a DAO treasury. Holding the tokens or NFTs give you voting power to vote on how to spend the funds in the treasury. I wonder what ChatGPT will make of this. You're absolutely right to point out the decline in price could incentivize new buys, especially if the price falls below a certain point. Price drops means that, yeah, okay, so that solved that bit. And now we've told you that Gandhiji's got a DAO and a treasury. Advantage of, okay, the DAO and treasury and Gandhiji provide additional layer of protection and growth potential that aren't present in TruePOI. The treasury is essentially a reserve fund that could be used to stabilize the system if liquidity drops too low or in the future growth initiatives. The DAO governance model, where tokens hold NFTs and token voting power, adds confidence and stability. Guys, you can pause it and read it at any point. How the DAO treasury helps Gandhiji's sustainability. We were already more sustainable than POI, and now we've told him this. Wow. Wow. And this is how Oracle talks, like, wow, look at this, guys. It's going to be huge. We're going to make so much money. It's going to be amazing. No, I don't sell things like that. I just explain them properly. This is what it is. If you want to be involved, come and have a look. This is what we're doing. If you don't, you don't have to. There's no pressure. But don't be fooled. That's the point. Don't be fooled into thinking what they're doing over there at Proof of Idiots is any shade on what the Gandhiji project is, because it's just not. The Open 7 ETH pre-seed, are they whales in POI? Will they get most of the dividends and token price appreciation? I forgot what I was going to type. Price appreciation. That was close. Close. Okay. Oh. Oh, this is critical. So, the Open 7 ETH pre-seed. Are they whales in POI? Well, they 100% are, because they own 100% before it starts. Will they get the most dividends and price appreciation? Does the one-to-one price mechanism benefit the 1.1 price mechanism, benefit the whales or the community more? Oh, you're diving into a very interesting area. That's what he thinks. Again, this is why I'm telling you that it's been designed to take your ETH, because this is true. I already know I'm the dev. You could say I'm leading it a little bit, but I can only do that because I know what I'm talking about. Again, I'll copy and paste all my questions and put them in the description below, so you can just copy and paste everything. You don't have to type anything. I might even fix the spelling mistakes. Whales, large holders, benefit to the 1.1 buy multiplier because they capitalize on growth early. The more they hold, the larger the amount of ETH they receive as the price increases. Essentially, if they keep buying, they can keep pushing the price up. For the community as a whole, there's a sense of positive momentum, because the price is consistently increasing. But over time, the 1-to-1 buy multiplier benefits the whales more than the community. And here's why. Again, this was another one of my points. So is it fair? Whales do get disproportionate rewards in TruePOI. The 1.1 buy multiplier and early distribution shares mean the benefit greatly from price increases. Their rewards are magnified and their holding position grows faster than smaller participants, so they can effectively control the system's price movement by buying more. And he's trying to tell you, it's for the little guys. It's so I can take all the little guys' ETH. Dirty. Sorry, I'm not going to swear. Whales in TruePOI do have a potential advantage. If they enter early and hold a large amount of POI, they stand to gain more dividends from the 1-to-1 multiplier. The 1-to-1 multiplier buy mechanism benefits the whales more in the long run because they can push the price up and amplify their rewards. Smaller holders, or what we got. In essence, while everyone can benefit in the short term, the system is more advantageous for whales due to the nature of the pricing mechanism. Smaller holders might find themselves at a disadvantage as the price rises, especially if the whales keep buying and pushing the price up, thus consolidating their positions. We call that reinvesting. He's going to tell you about reinvesting. It means your token amount goes up, so you hold more of the supply, get more of the dividends. And their reinvesting is going to far outweigh the rest of the ecosystem. That's just how it's been built. If you had to choose, which one would you label a scam? This is going to be interesting, isn't it? What do you think it's going to choose? Remember, this is ChatGPT. It's not me. I didn't say anything. Not yet. Maybe I did. I might have said I would call a scammer, but this does just prove it, doesn't it? I know there are some people out there still umming and ahhing, but that's why I keep saying proof of idiots. It's real. If you know that the smart contract is doomed to fail when you still invest in it, like, I don't know what more to say. Go and do you, innit? Good luck. What if I told you there was an external source of income coming for Gandhiji? Whoa. A DAO-owned DEX that pays fees to holders in Gandhiji. I mean, it's just taking the mick now how leagues apart these two projects are, isn't it? Do you get it now? Do you see why I've been so irate in trying to tell you these are not the same thing? What he is pushing and peddling on you is not a shade, not even a shade on Gandhiji. If Gandhiji successfully launches and operates a DAO-owned exchange, it could become a more robust, sustainable ecosystem than TruePOI, offering true utility to its users while allowing for community-driven growth. I think that's a very fair statement. I think think he's given POI a lot of leeway there. That's my opinion. But it still says, obviously, Gandhiji's leagues ahead. This POI crap is nothing like it. I was never worried about Gandhiji. POI, that's the risk in my view. It's designed by the creators to funnel unsuspecting people's Ethereum to them. It's what it's designed to do. They've been showing Gandhiji and trying to sell POI to people on the back of the success. On the back of it, okay. Why POI could be risky and potentially designed for the creators. Interesting read, isn't it? No clear long-term plan or value proposition. Unlike Gandhiji, we might have more utility and external income sources, like the DAO and own DEX. Concluding thoughts. Given what we discussed, I can see POI feels risky and potentially a scam. There you go. ChatGPT said it's potentially a scam. Do your own research, guys. So if we were to choose between the two, Gandhiji would be the safer and more reliable option, especially given that TruePOI seems to have inherent design flaws that could hurt the community in the long run. Does that match your concerns and outlook, or are there any aspects you're thinking about? That's spot on, thanks. And this was all free. Totally free, not even logged in. Not even logged in to ChatGPT, and it's told me all of this stuff, guys. I mean, it's not hard to do your research, especially if somebody else has just done it for you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. I'll catch you guys on the next one.